No, dear one. I just finished a client a little while ago, and I want to just share this, what came at the end, which she called relaxed confidence. Relaxed, solid confidence. And it made me chuckle because I think that's exactly what I talked about yesterday. That when you really drop into your true beingness, confidence is not like, it's not even a thing. But we can still use it because we are so used to using that term and striving for it and feeling the need to be more confident, which of course is all these things that are happening when we are not grounded in our solid self. So I just got a nice warm smile in my heart when I heard her use those words, as well, of course, as seeing and feeling and sensing the authenticity of that when she was speaking about it, but she was not really speaking about it, she was speaking as it. And when you really drop into your true sense of self, your true essence, we can call it divine, but that's also a word that's used in the dualistic world, as there's divine and then there's not divine. And we're striving to come back to divinity, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with the words as long as they help us come back home. Then, I always say whatever works, use it. So, this solidity, this relaxed confidence, these are words that we're trying to describe what it is like to just be ourselves, to just be myself. And as I'm speaking this, I had not thought about it. I can see that when we describe, if we want to describe it, when it's kind of new, then it is like in contrast to what it used to be, not confident, anxious, trying to please, ignoring my own needs, not listening to me. Right? That's what we're used to when we live separate from source, from, let's call it the divine, separate from the one, from the wholeness. So when we come closer and closer to home by unhooking from all of that programming that we have all been pulled into and accepted, then so out here we feel fragmented. We don't feel confident. It's impossible to feel confident because you're not connected to source. So what are you going to feel confident about? Your ego, your separate sense of self, like you have a puffed up separate sense of self and now I feel confident. There's nothing to do with confidence. It's just, a way to avoid feeling not confident. You see? So it's all happening out here in the duality where there is confidence and lack of confidence as an experience of your truth, of your false self, of your separate sense of self. So this is what we are going to give up, that little thing here, over time, softening it, coming back home. But where the real magic is, and that's the only place that true transformation can happen, is by coming back home to who and what we truly are. So if you're doing a lot of work out here that is not connecting you back home, then you are on some kind of a spiritual improvement project. But it's not going to make you feel whole or complete or fulfilled Only one thing will, and that's when we drop into our true being, our real sense of being, not the separate or false sense. So we need to come home over and over, and whatever it takes, it doesn't matter. If this is what you want, then you will put your heart and soul into it, no matter what. If you keep diverting and making other things more important, then enjoy those things. Have another ride around in the separate sense of self. Take another ride, enjoy it. But then again, when you get tired of it, it's like, I don't want to do that anymore. I really want to be myself. I want to come home. Then leave it behind and do whatever you need to do to take the steps to come home and to stay home. And then less and less you'll feel inclined to leave again because you do start noticing that, my goodness, it is really nice in here. I feel relaxed and confident. I feel solid. I don't feel the need to um, fix people's problems or save the world, um, please others. That does not exist here. Here it's just, let's call it relaxed confidence. I think that's a wonderful term. And then I want to add the solidness. So a relaxed, solid confidence. Can you feel that? It's just like, oh, ah, you can just drop in and it's enough. It's full. And then, of course, your movement and your inspirations, that's going to move from this solid, relaxed confidence. You're not inclined to go out here again and try and figure it out. But it is a process. So we do this for a while, and then we do that less and this more. So we stay here and then we go out a little bit like, oh no, it's awful out there. I want to come back home. And then things are not working out the way you want it. It's like, oh, maybe I should go out and try out here. It's like, oh my God, I forgot how terrible it is. No, let me come back in here. And then this becomes your natural home, which it already is, but it becomes your natural go-to place until you are so enjoying it that you really don't want to leave it anymore. And then you are just like, if there are any hypnotic suggestions or invitations into drama or fear, you can just say, thank you for the invite. I choose to stay home. And you will feel more and more confident in just saying, no, thank you, right? You can do it with kindness, with love. There's nothing to defend. There's nothing to justify. That's something we do out here, away from our true self. That's the matrix. We do all that nonsense out there. But here, it's like, no, no, thank you, or yes, thank you. That sounds lovely. If there's something that resonates with you, and if you say no, thank you, and people out there, they make a drama and a big deal out of it and, blame you for whatever they want to blame you for, because say, oh, wow, that sounds like it's really upsetting you that I said no, thank you. But yeah, it's a no, thank you for me. I just listen here. And, if you want to see what's true for you, you can also just go within and check with yourself and learn how to do that. So there's nothing to defend, there's nothing to justify. There's just this relaxed, solid, grounded confidence, which is really just another way of saying being, being myself, or being me. And then when that falls away, it just translates into being. Can it really be that simple? Well, it is that simple. It's the fact that we leave the simplicity to go to this complexity. That's where it makes that what makes it not simple. If we choose complexity, then of course that's what we're going to experience. But if we really long for this peace and confidence and oneness, where we don't leave ourselves all the time, we can choose that and we can follow that longing, which is felt deep in here, right? You can just check with yourself. Would you like to experience a solid, relaxed confidence without any need to explain or justify, where it's fully okay to just be you or to just be? That is what I'm about. That's what I share here. I share a lot about how to get here because it's a matter of getting from here to here, or rather from here to here. When we keep going up here, right, then we experience this world out there projected out. But is that really what you want? That's the bottom line question for everything. Is that really what you want? And then you go inside and you'll feel yeah, I really want drama and chaos. I love it. Like, go for it. Enjoy it as long as you want to. If you don't get a clear yes on that, if you get like, no, what do I really want? I want a depth and a peace and simplicity, confidence, just a resting. If that's what you want, how are you going to get there? Do you know how you're going to get there? Or how are you going to be that? Have you tried? Is it working for you? Or do you need help? Feel free to reach out if you need to me. We can set up a self-discovery session. Link will be below. Or you may have your own way. Maybe going out in nature more often, where you can really feel that beingness, because that pressure from the world, that to be other than you are, right? You have to be this, or you have to listen to me, or have to be like them. That doesn't exist in nature. In nature, there's just the trees, the birds, the wind. You're just being. You probably noticed that. So if that's your go-to, to be reminded of just being and get the transmission, sounds very spiritual, just get the feeling of what it's like to just be yourself. The tree is not trying to convince the birds, to be a tree or whatever. It's just like, I'm just a tree, and now I'm going to go here, and now I'm going to go there with the wind. That's that is us too. It's just we have somehow been programmed into a complexity where we have forgotten the simplicity. So as I always do, I invite you to check it out. If this is something you really want, then take an action that helps you get there if you have not been able to do it on your own, all depending on how important this is for you. I have a lot of videos on here about longing, because to me, longing is still the door, the portal to come back home. So the longing is a very important part, until the longing also just doesn't exist because we are here. The longing is just the energy of The one, the divine, if we want to use that word, it's just giving you a sense of what is here. And then because you feel that and you have gone too far away, you just start drifting back towards it and honoring it until you don't leave it anymore. And then there won't be any longing, will there? Because you're not going away anymore. And if you do, you'll probably feel like, ooh, let me come back home. So it gets very, very simple. I'm not going to talk so much about today. I know that there's the practical things, how do you live this way? I understand. I'll pick that up on another video. But for now, I just want to say practice coming home. Spend a lot of time there, and maybe, just maybe, you will start noticing things are just happening in your life. They're just showing up either from the outside or from an inner inspiration or insight. And you just notice it more because you're not out away from yourself. You're here. And this is where that Niagara Fall is flowing and fulfilling itself all the time. And the more we are in that, the more, of course, we will experience that and start trusting it more because it's becoming more real to us. So give that a try if you feel moved to, and feel free to comment below if there's some resonance here or if you have something you want to share about it. And always feel free to like, subscribe, share with others who might enjoy this. And again, if you want to connect with me for one-on-one, you can also find that link below. All right, friends, enjoy the rest of your day.